Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is iRunShib, and the goal of this video is to dive through one of the strongest builds for the Necromancer, and potentially one of the strongest builds in all of Diablo 4, the Blood Necromancer. This build focuses on overpowering, which you can guarantee multiple times on the Necromancer's passives to do significant damage while being so tanky to the point that I have not been downed while using this build while staying at the max world tier I possibly can. I'm talking, I went through the capstone dungeons and didn't go down once. Let's dive right into the build. Like, I can go into the middle of the fight, I can taunt, I can throw it, get a million heals out and revive everyone because I'm never going to die, and do a ton of damage with overpower. I respect that, lady. Holy, wow, that was a fat overpower. I just hit those guys for a trillion. So I use hemorrhage as your left click. It generates blood orbs, which are important, and also it just gives you your essence, which is, you know, your mana on this build. You do, I have it right now set up so you do an additional 20% attack speed when you're healthy, and since this build constantly keeps you at max health, you're essentially have a 20% attack speed all the time, giving you mana back faster. Sometimes you can go with the Fortify because this whole build's built around overpower, so Fortify is strong, but I find that when I'm using large two-handed scythes, attack speed is better because I can get more essence back, ultimately leading to more right clicks. Leading into what right clicks are, it's our Blood Surge. Blood Surge is a big AoE where you're going to gain health, draw health from enemies, and then explode. But I have it built so that, so like I said here, it heals you for 2.5% of your max health when drawing blood from enemies. If 4 or more are drawn from, then heal for an additional 2.5%. So every time you draw, 5%, which is great. If an enemy is damaged by Blood Surge's Nova when you're healthy, then you gain 1 stack of overwhelming blood. Overwhelming blood means that you, once you get to 5 stacks of overwhelming blood, you get a guaranteed overpower. So you right clicking 5 times, guaranteed overpower. It does an insane amount of damage. This build, I was seeing it clock for like 20k roughly, or over 20k at level 54. So very strong. And it's just constantly, you're just smoking everyone in the battlefield. Your escape is Blood Mist. Blood Mist is, everyone knows that you're invulnerable for a certain amount of time and you keep ticking damage for 3 seconds. I have a legendary right now, mix it so I don't have any movement speed reduction on Blood Mist. So Blood Mist, I can travel through people, and I have it so it explodes corpses at the same time and reduces its cooldown. But it's an oh shit button, and also if you have your overpower up from your key passive, it makes it so you guarantee overpower every 15 seconds. When you use your guaranteed overpower on Blood Mist, it ticks, every single tick is an overpower tick. So I was, you know, hitting people 9 times for 2.5k. So it does a bunch of damage too. It's a great oh shit button, and also it's a pretty strong boss damage dealer. The other choices I've created on it are overpower reduces the cooldown of Blood Mist by 2 seconds, and since I have so much overpower in the build, Blood Mist is coming back off cooldown relatively quickly, and then it fortifies you for 0.5% of your base life every time it hits an enemy, and it hits an enemy up to 7 to 10 times, I believe. I choose the Curse of Iron Maiden. It makes it so anytime an enemy deals damage to me or any of my minions, they take damage. So it stacks on top of thorns. So it's really strong, for especially when you have a bunch of minions out there, or if you have the bone golem who takes your thorns from you as well. You know, they're hurting him and taking a lot of damage. Iron Maiden no longer, the reason I like this ability is because it's actually a mana gain for me, an essence gain. One of the struggles you have on the Necromancer is you don't have a lot of ways of gaining essence, but Iron Maiden costs 0, and every single person that you hit with Iron Maiden in a massive AoE gives you 5 essence. So you just drop it on a mob, your mana is completely maxed. You also heal for 5% of your life whenever an enemy dies with Iron Maiden on them. So after everyone dies, you give you 5% of your life. Super strong. 327 thorns when you max out the spiked armor. Enemies that are close to you take 6% more damage and deal 9% less to you. And then I just had 6% increased damage when somebody's cursed. Since we're going to be cursing them, it's just 6% increased damage. The passives from the blood side, when you're below 50% HP, you receive 20% additional healing. While you're healthy, your blood skills deal more damage. Hitting an enemy with a blood skill has a 25% chance to fortify you for 8%, so you're constantly getting fortified. And your blood skills have a 15% increase in overpowered damage. And it's doubled while healthy, so 30% increase in overpowered damage while you're at max health, which is all of the time. Then the final, I chose Blood Wave. Blood Wave is a good pushback, and it slows enemies by 50%, which is great for PvP, for bossing, for a bunch of different situations. It's just a great CC ability. Blood Wave slows enemies by 50, like I said, and then also it drops 3 blood orbs as it travels, just a way to get additional healing while you're out in the battlefield. On the ending section here, you get increased damage reduction by 18%, reduced by 2% per active minion. Since I only have the golem active, 16% damage reduction as well. And then right here, sacrificing skeletal warriors and mages increases their sacrifice bonus by 60%. So all the sacrifice bonus get an increase by 60%. What are the sacrifice bonuses I chose? I'll show you. For the Warriors, I sacrifice defenders because it gives me 15% non-physical damage resistance, which is always great to have, especially in a frontline build like this. And then for the mages, I sacrificed bone because it does 40% increase in overpower damage. And then, like I said, you get a 60% increase on top of that, chat. So this now from 40 goes to 65% roughly. Warriors goes from 15 to 23, 20, you know what I mean? It's around that rough head math. I choose to go with the golem that is the bone golem because it puts thorns on the additional thorns on the bone golem, and since I have thorns on the build, every time the bone golem is getting attacked, it has thorns that is dealing damage back to the enemies, and his inherent ability when you use the ability for the bone golem is a taunt, so I can have everyone focus him to keep the eyes off me, and they're taking thorn damage from attacking the golem. So that's going to do it for today's Blood Necromancer build. If you like this content, hit that subscribe button down below. We're going to be doing giveaways for copies of this game on Twitch. Plenty more builds to come, including an updated summoner build that is insane, especially in the end game for single target damage that I will be posting next. Hit that subscribe button. See you on Twitch, and I will see you very soon.